We're back with another match of the shift, and it's time to take a look back at the prior week where everyone out there was wondering, did the Baroness Hotel just get lucky? Could they possibly do it again? Well, luckily for all of us out there that had those questions, there was a really easy chance to watch what would happen in a rematch. What ended up being our final match in the North American portion of the Deadlock Night Shift number 7. So let's see how things went down. Compared to last week when these two teams met, Hydra Nation got off to a strong start getting 2 Guardians unanswered. But that answer would come eventually with the Baroness Hotel getting 2 Guardians in a row. We jump forward to the 9-minute mark where Dew gets caught out. Saya shows what a Kelvin can do.
The Baroness Hotel is now ended, and Dew will be accosted here. Saya's going to jump on in straight away. Frozen shelter. Paradoxical swap occurred inside of it, but AVG had nowhere to take Dew.
Hydra Nation tried to use the urn as a way to pull the Baroness Hotel away from their last remaining Guardian, but they didn't plan for DMB to catch Ranger, giving TBH the urn turn in and the defense on their Guardian.
Splatter on the ground here, of course. AVG a little bit low. Cool Bell comes on in, and that's DMB. Nice rising ram. Will catch out Ranger. And that at least is something here for Baroness Hotel to hang their hat on.
After spying out most members of Hydra Nation on the map, TBH set their eyes on mid-boss as Saya pulls off an amazing play. This is just a bit of a distraction. It just seems to be Scout and Ido just trying to keep Hydra Nation completely away from taking this mid-boss, and they're just going to go down. But now they have to hurry and get these crystals before we see any potential steal, because Hydra Nation are in quick pursuit, and Saya with an amazing dome gives them no chance for a steal.
Frozen shelter comes down there, beautifully done, and now Hydra Nation could not get in at all. That's the next best thing. We're not seeing people dome the actual Regent crystal anymore, but just to choke up that entrance and make it impossible for Hydra Nation to get on in there. That's dirty stuff. Idorian takes a literal age to die, but he's going to be back in the fight straight away. 2 of those redo buffs have been used. And that's a great result for Baroness Hotel. Still ready to fight with 6 players now, and still able to make use of that buff potentially for the next 3.5 minutes.
As TBH look to make their move with Rejuve by turning in the urn, a game-deciding fight breaks out.
Pretty rotate around the map, and there's an urn with Baroness Hotel's name on it. They want to try and get a turn in here and fight for it. It's going to be Frozen Shelter thrown down. Most of Hydra Nation core on the outside looking in. Warpstone going to be used here for Hydration back to safety. Already made use of that ultimate and got no value from it. That's the last Rejuve credit now. Boom, with 30 seconds left in its duration. In general, is the Baroness Hotel ready to fight for this? Do of course his ultimate up. There's a soul exchange there for John Ranger, just trying to take a beat here with that door set up. Nice catch with the baggage cart there at least, but looks like the soul exchange from John kept in the fight a little bit longer. Now Do and Scout are able to find their eliminations.
With a 32k lead and refresher picked up for Saya, Hydra Nation's chance to get back in the game is slipping away.
Probably you explained to us why I was able to escape all of that utility thrown in by the doorman. Either way, it's a fight brewing here. The left side of the map, the buffs are up, and we're going to be fighting for them now. Do going to get drawn in. Chain Gang active here for DMB. And there's AVG falling by the wayside. Do in a position to stay alive, trying to again abuse the buff from the Veiled Walker, rather. So far, not so shabby against the low main. He is staying alive. That is absolutely insane. Somebody kill the ship, please. Low main finally hits what looked like a right click, able to pick him off. But that is time that has been taken away from Hydra Nation. Time they spent trying to deal with the Shiver. Now the rest of the team has got to come at them. Scout out of the game. Do also down. Hydra Nation, though, do lose out on this exchange. And there's more to fight for now as John comes forward. Hydration picked off. Sanguine retreat used more to engage now as Idorian was hoping to chase for more, but Leffer and Rokane will be allowed to skitter off to safety.
Now with the next Rejuve in their hands, the Baroness Hotel ends up pushing forward to get the first map of the series.
From above, Low main still out of the game, and Ranger eventually going to be picked up. Here comes the slam. DMB looking to pressure down. Rescue being there will just tug him back into formation. Saya definitely mindful of the potential for overextension now, but we are looking at base Guardians, of course. That is 3 walkers down. Only 1 more flex slot left to be opened up, and it seems all too easy for the Baroness Hotel now. Hydra Nation tried to play safe, tried to stay in the game, but eventually they were going to be hunted down by the opponents with 4 Rejuve buffs still to spend, Jason. But look at these shrines to be snapped up.
Give them the dome!
I think they're going to give him the dome actually here. I think they have exactly what they need because Saya's refresher is about to come online again. I think they could actually just stay around and commit to this fight, maybe get around the corner to bait them in. And Hydra Nation might be taking the bait here. This could be some easy kills coming through. Hydration gets locked in the dome. That is a massive dome. Does he have like the mystic reach on that? Because that was ridiculous. And he has another one to come in just a few seconds.
I wouldn't be surprised actually to see Mr. Reach picked up here. Is that Nox Nostra?
Oh, it's over.
It's going against neutral objectives, isn't it? Oh, luggage cart. Nukes Idorian, but it is far too late. As Hydra Nation are going to have to give up this first game. The Baroness Hotel, man, when they look good, they look really good.
Rokane and Ranger start off dominating their lane with the poke giving them some early kills. Somehow Do managed to get Shiv for a second game in a row and reverse their fate in the lane. from here after, but we see the dome come through as well as the swap onto Do. It's already a good start here out of Hydra Nation to turn this fight around.
Yeah, also life drain there, of course, going to be quite powerful for Hurricane inside that frozen shelter as it is already. What? Ranger goes down. Do they want to pick him up? Wait a minute. Oh, Hurricane realizes they've bit off more than they could chew. And again, we are just going to circle back for the kill. Do was quite low.
It's a John. After winning a fight in their own jungle, Hydra Nation decided it's time to take mid boss.
They're definitely getting some attention. Oh,
okay.
Okay, so John not back for another 5 seconds or so. This could just be to tease someone out of formation. Baroness Hotel are going to be very careful here. There comes the scream from the mid-boss. Yeah, Ido is getting in there. Left has already been taken down. That's the Ivy out the game. This is looking a little bit dangerous, but Sire is going to be picked up. Ranger's low. Rokane also seeing better days and doesn't have Soul Exchange available. So this is a bona fide low-health Lady Geist. Idorian, though, got snarled up, dragged down. Too many Hydra Nation players surrounded them, gummed up the works. And now Lomain is going to head upstairs, going to continue to be disruptive. That scout down. John comes back off respawn here, but I think this gambit has failed for the Baroness Hotel. They might still be a factor late in the fight. Last stand, though, for AVG is dangerous. That's hard to traverse through. Rokane picked up. Good mobility here from Do. Another pickup on Hydration, and all of a sudden now you're going to turn tail and run. AVG realizes this could be dangerous to hang around in. John's back in the game, and again, has this Warden isolated. AVG knows he can't fight this sort of threat. John, though, has to be careful as well, especially now with Leffa returning to the fight. No mid-boss take, though. Sire's going to be returning. Ido's also back off respawn, and AVG gets picked off. That's the trade, though. Leffa gets that elimination.
Being over 30k souls behind, Sire tries to sneak in an but gets caught out, and with the 2 players dead, Hydra Nation push it to a map 3. Fight that they really don't want. The thing is, like, with only 4 players, you have to just commit to a fight right now, because you know you can't defend your own base.
Knockdown's a pretty good item, hey? In the combo.
Was it knockdown or was it?
No, I think it was just was that a combo?
You can combo. The combo like has no vertical height limit apparently, so you can combo people who are directly above you from the ground.
What? He's for real. There was no knockdown at all. You're dead right.
Knockdown. It could have been. I don't remember seeing it though.
Yeah, I did see them slowly drifting down, but I think you're right. That's kind of cracked, honestly. Anyway, there it is, folks. It is 1 apiece now. That's game.
The closest match yet begins with Hydra Nation and the Baroness Hotel trading 1 Guardian apiece, but the Hydras plan a gank in the mid lane, giving them 2 kills. Again, currently at 7.6, and comes to the Guardians being traded in the left and right lane for both teams. We're see the push coming out of the Baroness, getting the middle Guardian down, but AVG is able to chime in and at least turn this into a kill.
I mean, you can see how important the Bebop is for just guaranteeing these eliminations, right? There was a hook into a death slam. Now Shadow Transformation on the high ground for Dewey. Wants to fight for this, but it's dangerous here. Lomain still healthy enough to go for it. Trying to zap the Yamato down. Dewey falls, but it's the cost of AVG.
After letting an Urn go for free, trying to get the last Guardian, Hydra Nation return once again to get their first flex spot unlocked. Keep them alive, and they're looking to turn this fight around here, Mitch.
Okay, DMB wants to fight here. Blasted obviously active right now, but the disarm is a bit of a problem to try and fight through. 10 seconds away from that Shadow Transformation, just to buy a bit of time, and the Baroness Hotel be ready for the fight, but no! Hydra Nation already have found Scout and DMB. Now, in fairness, Scout, one of the squishier people on the team. Still a chance for the Everside to make something happen here, but they are down 3-1 exchange so far, and Do only just now has this transformation active. Gonna pop it. Hopefully this is the opportune time. Looking for the pick-off though on AVG, but they were able to slink away, because obviously Shadow Transformation holds you in midair, and now the tornado comes through. That is going to be a tough one for Do. Just a straight up solid team fight win there for Hydra Nation.
Right after the last fight, the next turn spawns, and Hydra Nation continue to try and catch up in souls.
Get across the map pretty quick. They want to fight for this. John, does he know what's coming? Unclear. No chance. No opportunity to make use of Soul Exchange because it wasn't on cooldown, or rather it was off cooldown. Either way, couldn't use it. Here's the Death Slam coming in. Scout and Do both knocked to the ground, and a Hyper Beam off from the side here. Lomain trying to add his hat to the ring, throw his damage into the mix. Is going to be Scout run down by AVG. Another very good fight for Hydra Nation, and that one feels like it might have put them in the lead. Souls-wise, not so much quite yet, but they've had 2 very successful all-in engagements.
I mean, they need to get this Guardian. They're going to leave behind Rokane, who's going to confirm it, so they finally get a flex set unlocked. But Sai, in the meantime, I think he might just commit for this. Get a second walker of the game down again, opening up. Rokane has been a pain to deal with, and the Baroness Hotel gets caught out, trying to commit to a kill on him, which turns into a mid-boss. Anywhere in his line of sight, he has to be so careful about the angles he looks to attack. Great counterspell comes through to keep Rokane alive. Actually, he picked off.
Somebody please kill the Great Talon. Rokane, he said, he got Ido, bro. That is so messed up. He's going to walk away. Oh, god damn it. That is disgusting. Great conversation, by the way, here in the chat about the use of capacitor. I think it does shut down the second dash from Mina, so maybe that's relevant too. Just a bunch of good uses for it, folks. That is crazy. Rokane goes nuts and survives that engagement. That should not happen ever. It's a mid-boss take here for Hydra Nation. And I feel like the bell might be tolling for the Baroness Hotel. It looks like the eviction notice has been served.
With the rejuve and looking to take the last walker of the game, Hydra Nation overpower the Baroness Hotel. He's gonna try to jump in towards the backline, or they just combo someone and immediately kill him before they have a chance. Scout goes down, even though they did get the credit from rejuve taken away from Hydration.
They're going to lose rejuve. They're going to lose hydration here. He's going to get popped straight. That soul rebirth effect, that doesn't really seem to help him there.
Is he?
Never mind. Yeah, bro got away. Okay, bro got away. And here it is. Baroness Hotel wanted that last rejuve buff taken away from Hydra Nation. Rokane Hydration went very low. Direct hit though on Sire in midair. That should be a pickup on the Ivy now. DMB also wading into the fray.
God.
The Baroness Hotel have just gotten a little too ahead of themselves here.
The game is slipping away from the Baroness Hotel. With a kill on Lefa means go time for TBH to get that mid boss to get back in the game.
So like just the AoE you have like between Essence Bomb and Kutsu Bomb just covers all of the map. It's pretty hard to fight in the pit with that comp. Nox Nostra also is really powerful here. We're probably going to find that out. Mid-boss attempt is going to go down pretty quickly. This could get ugly, though. Here's a Hyper Beam coming in from the top rope. That's low main now trying to pressure down this mid-boss. Dive goes in there for AVG. It looks like he was able to pressure on Scout's position. The mid-boss is being left for the time being. Hydration got caught out. There's the paradoxical swap, and in goes Ido. Things faring pretty well for the Baroness Hotel so far, and that's the pick on Rokane. There's no real damage left. Lefa has to come to this fight manually. He doesn't have a Traveler available, so there's no damage left at all for Hydra Nation in this fight. It's just AVG to rely on now. Lefa is late to the party and realizes there's really nothing at all to do. It's a free for rejuve bust for the Baroness Hotel. Death Slab comes in. AVG hoping to make something of it here, but it was always going to be a 1 versus 5 virtually.
With the last fight, the Baroness Hotel were able to afford 3 spell breakers, limiting that burst potential out of Rokane. Hydra Nation get a fantastic catch on Ido, but the rejuve will save his life and the series for the Baroness Hotel.
Combo catches onto Ido here, who's been honestly on the receiving end of some of these situations, but Rokane actually went down. Ido just going to come back up. Of course, there's rejuve buffs to spend. Hydra Nation trading 1 for 1 here is not going to be enough. There's Hydration, though, in the mix. Going to be able to jump in with that seismic slam, but AVG and low main get picked off. Shadow transformation feels superfluous, but Dua's going to pop it anyway and go for it. GG's already coming out from Hydra Nation. Jason, it looked like they had this game. They had that first mid-boss, and they weren't able to do enough with it. The Baroness Hotel have come together and once again put their best on display, showing out with some really great macro. Feels like Sire was always able to trade a big objective every time Baroness Hotel lost a fight.
That match, it doesn't feel right to see the Baroness Hotel win, but they made the ballsy play to go for mid-boss. Scout, I think he caught an amazing swap onto Rokane to open up that fight for them to take the victory once again. They were behind.
Rokane disconnects
here. Coming back in this series, what looked like an almost guaranteed loss in that final match, I think the Baroness Hotel proved to everyone out there that they are a team to mess with and are potentially now the best North American team we have out there, even though they're not really a team and they're kind of a pug and they're all parts of different teams. But I want to see, are they going to stay together as a team? Will we see this be the new melee creeps? Let me know your thoughts in the comments and make sure you guys like and subscribe here to our channel.